Hey there, everybody. Welcome back to the channel RVCCIS.info, where faculty representatives from Rock Valley College's Computers and Information Systems department talks to you, our community at large, about things roughly having to do with computers and information systems. Howdy, everybody. I'm Eric, and joining me, as always, is Stephanie. And today, to celebrate the release of Windows 11, we thought we should say, Windows 11, should you bother installing it?
Not yet, right? That's
right.
my...
No. Thanks for joining us, everybody.
not yet. Done.
Nope, we gotta go. It's really
especially if you have an older, especially if you have an older computer, because it's not going to work.
Mm-hmm.
And if you have 4 gig of memory on it, no way.
No. So they, for whatever reason, it seems like Microsoft wants to keep that 4 gig of RAM. But the other, so Windows 10 said 4 gig of RAM was your minimum requirement too, but the other requirements have gone up pretty substantially, and that RAM is just going to be a huge bottleneck and kind of isn't worth it.
Right. And honestly, anymore, if you're going to do multiple windows of things and have multiple apps open, you should have 8 gig. Yeah, 8 gig. But Windows 11, I don't know. I think it's probably going to be a resource hog.
Yeah, so I actually installed it successfully on 2 devices, but it was a pain in the ass. I have an ancient Surface Pro 4, which is not supported hardware, but you can still install it if you do so I got the USB disk ISO, and it was on a machine that was not fully functioning anyway, so I thought I would try it. And the touchscreen is so slow as to be completely destroyed, so it's useless. There was big driver issues with the video, the baked in M3 video codec stuff. It was very, very bad. So I thought, well, probably because it's on unsupported hardware, that's ancient and only does have 4 gig of RAM. So I tried it on, I have a Lenovo 7i, Yoga 7i. So it has 12 gig of RAM and an i5, an 11th gen i5. So in the sweet spot of new stuff. And the install did not go perfectly.
Of course not.
But I ran it overnight and it ended up, it did go through. There were some driver issues with the wireless card in the beginning, and that was kind of a pain in the butt. But it did go through. But it's so unfinished. It's like, why did they released it a day early? Like, it's done, here it is, like Netflix would do, like instead of Friday, you can get it on Thursday night, and it's
and why does it take forever to install if you're supposed to have it on new equipment with a new processor? And
it was a clean install, so on just an external SSD.
I just get it shouldn't take this long. You can install Ubuntu and all sorts of different
Ubuntu installs in 3 minutes.
And Windows takes overnight, and I'm sorry, you need to get your crap together.
And there's still so much that's unfinished. I mean, so I turned on dark mode because I generally prefer the dark mode look for everything, and the task manager is still white. A lot of the settings panels go back to the old type of settings panels. So I was saying I was having trouble with my Logitech mouse. It's a Marathon 720. So this one, it's not old, and I mean, it's been around for a while, I suppose, but it's not like ancient hardware or anything. It's just a Bluetooth mouse, and I couldn't get the driver to work. So when I wanted to go in there and change what the driver was, it was the Windows 2000 era mouse settings thing that we're accustomed to seeing. And so what the heck is this still doing here?
Oh, I'm waiting for motherboards. You'll have to flash BIOS so that you can get Windows 11 to work. No.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Keep Windows 10. I mean, do they have a end of life date? I always forget about Windows 10.
25. Windows 10 has a 25? Sometime in 25 EOL. And I'm usually like Mr. Let's go try the new stuff. And this time it was such a pain. And I like to think I know what I'm doing, even though it's a Windows machine and I'm more familiar with, Mac stuff, sure. But
well, the taskbar has to make you feel at home like a Mac.
it does. It's in the middle. It's kind of nice down there. But that's some of the other stuff that doesn't work is you can't drag and drop into app icons on the dock. So like if I drag a file into Outlook on my Windows 10 machines, that's how I would usually send an attachment in an email. So if I'm working on it in a folder, I'll just grab what I want and drag it down to the dock. Boom. And, I can send it. But here, no.
Yeah, I have a feeling. And then I didn't go through and see all of the different things, like useful tools that I use that are not available anymore. I'm waiting for them to get rid of command prompt totally.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, that would suck.
Yeah, and then good luck doing even like low level support stuff on there, right? Like you just need to run ipconfig or ipconfig. I was running ifconfig on an Ubuntu the other day and it's stuck, but yeah, well, too bad you can't do that. Just throw out your computer and get a new one.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. I don't know. I'm gonna install it on something, but not yet. I gotta
and get an external drive and put it on there. It was needlessly painful. I mean, it wasn't, like the most painful install I've had to do on anything, but it certainly didn't go easy for a new product. It was not good, honestly.
Yeah. Do you have to have internet access to download it too?
Yes, you do.
Yeah, of course.
Yep. Even with the insider build, which was not a home. So evidently the Windows 11 home requires internet access, like full stop. You have to be online for that to work. But for whatever reason, my 11 Pro did as well.
Okay.
And honestly, I didn't bother reading the message box. I just did what I could to keep going because I was pretty annoyed.
Yeah.
And now I guess I wish I read it and to see what failed, but I do not know what failed. I think it was a wireless driver issue, but it required, like, why does it require internet if, so I don't know what the deal was.
Yeah, I can see where Windows 10 would install, and then at the end when you're setting everything up, it asks if you have internet, which I don't mind that.
Right.
But then you have the option to say, I'm just going to do limited internet. The only reason I say that is because I have one classroom that it's just nice not having, we have some computers offline and we have other computers online, and it just works out nice that way.
Right.
So, but I'll research that once it gets, we get into Windows 11 territory.
Yeah, once we really need to get there. And there is a reason that companies drag their feet on this, is because the first Windows releases are really bad. I mean, I remember seeing it in a textbook, when I was getting my grad degree, don't install until Service Pack 1. And
right.
So this is kind of one
Windows
of them.
98 was Service Pack 2 is the one. But now we just date ourselves. But and for it to have a newer CPU and quite a bit of memory, not quite a bit of memory, but more than 4 gig, that's expensive for companies too.
Right.
Individuals. So I don't know. Waiting.
So there you go. Windows 11. Skip it. At least for now. Every
other Windows version.
Yeah, pretty much. That's new version, same as the old one. Please don't do it immediately. So there you have it. Leave us a comment below. Did you suffer through a Windows 11 install? Do you find it looks nicer? I actually find that it looks nicer because it looks a little bit more like a Mac. So it's like shiny. There's rounded corners on stuff. So like you have squircles, squared circles maybe. But I mean, big deal. But if you really dig them, leave that in the comment for us down below. Or if you have your sanity and you prefer Mac OS, for instance, you can leave us that down below too. I'm fight me about it. It's fine. And while you're down there, you can like and subscribe and hit that bell to be notified of future content as it becomes available. We may actually be back on a schedule here again, so we'll see if we can keep to our Tuesday, Thursday release schedule here. While you're at it, you can also follow us on social media. We are at RVCCISInfo on Facebook, on Twitter, on anchor.fm, and here on YouTube. So on behalf of Stephanie, myself, Eric, and the rest of the Rock Valley College community, stay safe and stay sane out there, everybody. Lock your doors, bar your windows, and do not install Windows 11.